SteelTwins back at you with another video.
Back at you with the weekly predictions, this time week 17, which normally would be the final week of the season, but with the extended week, this is now the second to last week of the regular season. So it's going to be very interesting with playoff implications in a lot of these games, and we have a special guest to the channel, man. I want to welcome PaperPortal from our Discord chat. What's up, bro?
What's up? Doing good.
Awesome, man. You are a Steelers fan, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, the Steelers close out this week, but we're going to open up with the Eagles at the football team. This is an NFC East matchup, so what's your prediction?
Yeah, the Eagles they've been pretty impressive, but they have not beaten a team with a winning record. But of Washington, they've also been pretty terrible. So I think the Eagles are going to win this one. It may be close, may not be, but I'm going to take the Eagles 24-21.
Yeah, I got to go Eagles. They've been somewhat impressive. They're making a run for the final wildcard spot. I think they might actually get it, depending on how the Vikings rank up these last few weeks. But the football team's coming off an absolute murder on television, and it might be the same case here against Philly. Yeah, give me Philadelphia as well, 27-20.
Yeah, I gotta go with Philly. You know, Philly started 2-5, and now they're 8-7, and Cabrera will take that. I think the 7th seed in the NFC Conference playoff picture. But Philly's looking good. The football team had their little win streak a couple weeks back, but ever since then they haven't really done anything. They got destroyed by Dallas last Sunday night, and in this game I don't think it's going to be a blowout, but I think the Eagles will still escape with a victory. Give me Philadelphia 28-21.
Next game we have the Los Angeles Rams at the Baltimore Ravens. I want to say this is a no-brainer, but I got to give credit to Ravens for fighting in most of these games, but they are facing a Rams team. So your prediction?
Yeah, so still don't know if Lamar's going to play a lot or not, but Tyler Huntley's been pretty good when he does come in. So I'm still going to take the Rams, whether Lamar plays or not. I'm going to take him 31-24.
Yeah, you just can't bet. You can't bet against the Rams in this one. I know the Ravens are at home the final 2 games, but this is a Rams team that is so dominant. We've seen what Burrow did against a depleted Rams secondary. Imagine what Stafford and Kupp are going to do.
You mean Ravens secondary?
What did I say, Rams?
Yeah.
Well, Ravens regardless. Yeah, give me the Rams here. Let's go 33-21.
I mean, after what Jamar Chase and T. Higgins did, and even Tyler Boyd last week, I mean, I can see Cooper Kupp having another field day, probably breaking some records, which if he hasn't already. I can see Odell getting involved. I can just see the Rams offense having a fun and fantastic game, similar to what the Bengals did last week. Give me the Rams right here. I'm going to say 41-24.
Next game, it should be a lock of the week. We have the Bucs at the Jets. I don't think I have to ask you this question, Paper, but what's your prediction?
Yeah, so I do think the Bucs are going to win this game, but there is something to note. Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, they're all out of the game, and Levante David. So they're really shorthanded, but the Jets are a talentless team. I do think it's going to be closer than people think. I think the Bucs are going to win 38-27.
Yeah, I totally forgot Bucs had all those injuries. I guess it's just because they're so loaded that it went over my head. But, yeah, that is something to note for sure.
And not only that, Mike Evans is now on the COVID list, and I think they just put Jamel Dean on the COVID list.
Oh, so they might have a mini outbreak. Yeah, this is going to be serious, but with all these injuries and these unfortunate happenings in the Bucs locker room, you know, that's going to have some serious number 1 seed implications for the NFC. And against the Jets team, which have nothing to lose at this point, who knows? You might be right. You know, there might be some, it might be closer than expected, but I'll still go the Bucs regardless. 35-14.
Yeah, I mean, I got to go Tampa Bay here. I can see the Jets definitely being competitive with Slay coming back. But Tom Brady, he has the Jets number. He always has. He always will, and I think he will again. Give me Tampa Bay here, 35-14.
Next game, we have the Dolphins at the Titans. Serious playoff implications are here for the Dolphins. What's your prediction?
Yeah, so the Dolphins, they've looked good, but they've played a bunch of really bad teams. They played a bunch of backup QBs. I do like Tua, but I think the Titans are going to come in here. I think they're going to get a pretty big win. I'm going to take the Titans 24-17.
Yeah, especially since they have A.J. Brown back now. He was one of the main guys that led to their quote-unquote upset versus the Niners last Thursday night, and now they're coming off a pretty nice little bye week. So, yeah, I mean, the Dolphins are on a hot streak. They've won 7 straight, and they are now the 7th seed. And if they win out, they will indeed remain the 7th seed and make the playoffs after a horrific start. But against the Titans team, it's going to be hard. But I'm going to go upset here, if you want to call it one. I'm going to go Miami, 23-20. I just see the Dolphins still, getting on that little riding that hot streak that they got right now.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's 7-game win streak, they've looked pretty solid. Like Portal said, it has been against subpar teams, backup quarterbacks for the most part. But when it comes to the Titans, they are getting some guys back, I think, anytime soon. Probably more likely the postseason. Derrick Henry should be coming back, but Tannehill, when it comes to him this season, he has been, he's quite often turned the ball over a little bit, and that's something that Miami has been good at defensively, is getting turnovers and helping the offense.
And even getting sacks. They lead the league in sacks right now.
And I think in this game it's something that they're going to continue to do because that defense of Miami has stepped up big time after losing 7 straight. And I think against the Titans, which they have some guys back and they have been playing a little bit better, I feel like if Miami can get some turnovers, I think they can get the win right here. So I'm going to go with Miami in a very heavily defensive matchup, 23-20.
Next game, we have another no-brainer, another lock of the week. We have the Jags at the Patriots. I mean, really?
Yeah, the Jaguars have just looked awful. I like Trevor Lawrence, but he's been playing some atrocious football, and we know Bill Belichick's what he's done against rookie QB. So I think the Patriots are going to win this one 31-9, and I think Lawrence is going to throw a few interceptions.
Yeah, against the Patriots secondary that is just so well at creating some. So, yeah, no-brainer, enough said. Patriots win 34-10.
Yeah, I mean, Belichick's not going to go easy on Lawrence. That defense ain't going to go easy on Lawrence. I mean, they lost James Robinson for the year, so I don't even know who their backup running back is. I mean, not like their offense was really progressing anything. So, yeah, I mean, this is a no-brainer. Give me New England 31-3.
Next game, another game that will have major playoff implications for the AFC side. We have the Raiders at the Colts. Carson Wentz just recently has been placed on the COVID list. He is unvaccinated, so he is out for this game. Thus, Jacob Eason, I believe, will get the start, apparently.
I think Sam Ellinger is going to start, I believe.
I mean, it's not any better for them. So what's your prediction?
Yeah, so originally I would have taken the Colts, but now that they're not going to have Wentz, I'm going to have to go with the Raiders. I still think it's going to be a close game because Jonathan Taylor, who I think he should be the MVP, but we'll see. He'll just run all over the Raiders. I'm going to take the Raiders 31-26.
Yeah, first of all, I agree with the whole Jonathan Taylor MVP vote. If you can make a case for Taylor, you could also make a case for Cooper Kupp. But Taylor's completely, I don't want to say carried the Colts because that defense has stepped up. Wentz has done well. But Taylor's been on a fucking hot streak. And, you look at quarterback numbers, there's no one that pops out like previous years. So, yeah, I think Taylor should definitely be in the higher voting for that. For this game, though, I still think the Colts might win because of Taylor. And I know the Raiders did very well at shutting down the Broncos' rushing attack last week, but this is Jonathan Taylor. This is the Colts' offensive line. They're getting some guys back. They could get Nelson back, so I'm still going to go the Colts. However, if the Raiders win this one, this will definitely hurt the Steelers' playoff chances as a wild card.
Yeah.
So we got to hope the Colts still pull off the win in Indianapolis, but I would not be surprised if the Raiders pull this off just because Wentz is out. But I'll still go Indianapolis. I've bet against the Raiders for, 3 weeks now, and they've shut me up. They've won every game. But this week I'm going to do it again. So let's go the Colts, 26-23.
See, when I look at the Raiders, though, I look at some of their previous wins, especially the previous two against the Browns on Tuesday night when the Browns had that mini COVID outbreak. They could barely beat them. As a matter of fact, Derek Carr almost threw a game-ending interception until the Browns' offense didn't really take advantage of that. Nick Mullins didn't really do anything, and then the Raiders were able to get down the field and get a game-winning field goal. And against the Broncos last week, I think, they could barely beat them as well. And, yeah, I mean, Indianapolis ain't going to have Wentz and everything. They're not going to have a great quarterback. But the Colts this season have heavily relied on Jonathan Taylor, and he is capable of taking that workload. Jonathan Taylor definitely should be in the higher voting for MVP this season. I truly believe that. I feel like if Jonathan Taylor continues to do what he does, which I think he will, and the defense does create some turnovers and gets pressure on Derek Carr, I think the Colts can somehow, some way manage to get the victory here in Indianapolis at home. I do think this will be close, though, because of Wentz not playing. But I still got to go with the Colts here, 24-21.
Next game, we should get a high-powered battle here. We got the Chiefs at the Bengals, man. Now, for the Steelers' sake, we need the Bengals to lose. What's your prediction?
Yeah, well, for starters, I don't know how this game is a 1 o'clock game. This is going to be one of the best games of the week, so I think that's a little bit disrespectful. But I think it's going to be a good game. It's going to be, obviously, like you said, a high-powered game. It's going to be a lot of scoring. I'm going to take the Chiefs 41-38 in overtime.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I got to go with Chiefs as well. They're just hard to bet against right now. They are literally the Chiefs that we all expect coming into this season. They're not going to try to let go of that number 1 seed for sure.
No.
The Bengals, however, will put up a fight because it's the Bengals. They're still trying to clinch the North here, and I believe if they do, they have a great chance. In fact, I believe if they win, they do clinch the North. Otherwise, no other team's going to be able to, come back. So, this is major for the Bengals, and I'm expecting them to still put up a fight at home. But, again, you can't count out the Chiefs and Mahomes, especially in this realm, at this time of the season. Give me Kansas City. I believe this is definitely close. Could come down to the wire. Kansas City wins 27-24.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a high-scoring offensive game. I truly believe that. I mean, I think the Chiefs should be getting Travis Kelce back. That would help their offense a lot. I mean, they already have enough weapons on the offense that they can spread the ball to, but Travis Kelce coming back, that's going to be major for them against a Bengals defense that has stepped up, that has done good, that has gotten some turnovers. But the Chiefs are just too high-powered. They're definitely going to want to try to keep a hold of that number 1 seed. But the Bengals, especially in their home, they're not going to go down without a fight. But I got to go Kansas City right here, 34-31.
Next game is a game that really doesn't matter. We have the Giants at the Bears. What's your prediction?
What an awful game. All their QBs are injured, so we'll see who actually ends up starting the game. But I don't really think it matters. The Giants, right now, with their QB group, I think they're the worst team in the league. They've just been awful. Mike Glennon, Jake Fromm, they just have not been able to put up good football. I think the Bears are going to lose one pretty easily, and I think they're going to hand the ball off to who I think is one of the most underrated running backs in the league, David Montgomery. And I think they're going to win this 24-9.
Yeah, I got to go Bears as well. I agree with your statement on Montgomery completely. But the Giants are just terrible. I don't know who's going to start for the Bears. It doesn't matter because they're still going to win. That defense alone will win them this football game. Give me the Bears here. Let's say 16-13. This is definitely one of those boring, low-scoring matchups.
Yeah, for sure. But I got to go Chicago here. I don't see much fight from the Giants. I mean, they might as well just say screw this season and just keep our higher pick as it is right now. So,
but for what? I mean, they're going to keep Daniel Jones. They're going to keep Joe Judge. I mean, there's nothing going to be different with the Giants next year. I doubt Gettleman leaves.
No, I heard he is.
Oh, is he?
I heard something like that.
But they're going
to. He's awful.
Even then, the Giants find a way to screw everything up. Give me Chicago here, 20-14. I don't see them putting up a fight.
Next game, we have the Falcons at the Bills. The Falcons are still somewhat in the fight for the playoffs. The Bills are obviously still fighting for the AFC East title. So this will be an interesting game. What's your prediction?
Yeah, so I don't know how the Falcons are in that wild, or almost in the hunt, because they've just not been a great football team. Last week Russell Gage fumbled and they almost lost the game to the Lions. I think this is going to be a blowout. I think the Bills are going to win this extremely easily. I think they're going to win this 31-12.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't know how the Falcons are 7-8. I don't remember one of their victories. I don't.
Yeah.
So
not impressive.
I don't know where it came from, but the Bills are going to win this one. They're going to continue to remain at top of the AFC East. Give me Buffalo 28-17.
I gotta go Buffalo here. I will say this about Atlanta. They have been putting up a fight this season in the majority of their games. They really have. I think his name's Arthur Smith, their head coach, former Titans offensive coordinator.
Right.
He's done very well in his first season, I'd say. He's done better than I thought. I thought they were going to be like 4-13 type of a season. They're 7-8 and could win this game potentially. It's not out the realm of a possibility, but I think the Bills, they're going to want to try to fight for the division title and continue to win. Give me the Bills here, 28-24.
Another lock of the week. We got the Texans at the Niners. This is a no-brainer.
What was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Texans have been solid. Davis Mills has played really solid football. But I still think the 49ers are going to win this game. Trey Lance is actually most likely starting this game, so that is something to note. But I still think the 49ers are going to have a run-heavy attack. And Elijah Mitchell, I think he's playing, but they'll run the ball, whoever is running the football. I think the 49ers are going to win this game, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than some people would expect. I'm going to take the 49ers 23-20.
I totally forgot Trey Lance was starting because Jimmy G does have an injury in his hand, similar to
thumb injury.
A thumb injury, similar to what's his name, Wilson and Hill, similar hand injuries. But yeah, I still got to go to the Niners. I know the Texans made a huge upset victory, probably the best win of the season versus the Chargers, but I got to go Niners here. They're not going to try to let go of that playoff spot. So,
no.
Give me San Francisco 29-16.
Yeah, I gotta go San Francisco here. They're going to want to keep a hold of their playoff spot right now. Let's say 30-17 San Francisco.
Next game. This is serious playoff implications for the Chargers specifically. Broncos at the Chargers. Now, I know some players on the Chargers are on the COVID list. Some serious guys, especially on the secondary: Nazir Adderley, Chris Harris. So, I mean, this could go either way, especially since the Broncos already beat the Chargers this year, and they have a run-heavy attack, and the Chargers can't stop the run. But do you see the Chargers getting swept this year?
Yeah, so I do think the Broncos are going to have a run-heavy attack with, Javonte Williams, who's been absolutely insane, and Melvin Gordon's been great. But I think the Chargers, coming off of a really, really brutal loss, I think Herbert's going to have a decent game. I think they're going to win this game, but I think it's going to come down to the wire. I'm going to take the Chargers 31-28.
Yeah, I got to go Chargers as well. I just don't see them getting swept by the Broncos this year. I don't.
Yeah.
So I got to go L.A. Let's go 31-28.
I see it. The thing with the Broncos is they're very on and off this season. I could say the same about the Chargers. I really could, but especially the Broncos. Like, one week they'll run the ball very effectively. They'll have a great performance. But just like last week, they hardly ran the freaking ball, which I don't understand. It's one of the reasons why they lost last week against the Raiders. But in this game, if they want to try to win, they want to try to stay in the hunt for the playoffs, then, yeah, you got to run the ball effectively. But
the Chargers literally have to win out to make the playoffs.
They have no choice but to. They definitely do, and the Chargers definitely are not going to go down without a fight. Herbert is great. Their offense is good. They should be getting some guys back, I think. Even then, I think they'll still try to find a way to get guys involved and spread the ball around and get down the field and score. I have to go Los Angeles. It's just hard to see Denver really sweep the Chargers because the Chargers are pretty solid. I got to go Los Angeles 29-23.
Next game, it's the battle of the backups because I don't know who's going to start for the Panthers, nor does it matter. It's the Panthers at the Saints. Is Ian Book going to start again? Is it going to be Taysom Hill, Trevor Siemian? I don't know. What's your prediction?
Yeah, I don't really think it matters who starts for the Saints. I still think the Saints are going to win the game because, the Panthers' QB play has just been atrocious. Sam Darnold's awful. Cam Newton's awful. So I think the Saints, if they, play well enough, they could win this game. I'm going to take the Saints 24-16.
I've noticed the Saints, they're 7-8, which is very impressive, seeing how their offense has been lackluster. They have no receivers. Kamara hasn't really got anything going this year. Obviously, we all know the quarterback situation. That defense of the Saints has really, saved them their season. And huge props to Sean Payton as well for doing so. But I got to go the Saints in this one. I don't trust the Panthers the rest of the year.
No.
It seems like the Matt Rule Panthers rebuild is going to have to extend a little more, depending on what they do at the quarterback situation in the offseason. But I got New Orleans here. Let's go 13-10.
Yeah, I got the Saints here, 17-13. It's going to be highly defensive because both offenses of the Panthers and the Saints, they're not good. But the Saints' defense is much better, and I feel like they'll get the job done. So Saints, 17-13.
Next game, we have the Lions at the Seahawks. The Seahawks, man, what the hell? They lost to Nick Foles. Like, what the hell? Now they're facing the Lions. So, can they pull off the upset?
Yeah, the Lions, they've had a ton of close games. I've been really, really impressed with Dan Campbell. I think he's a really good coach. Jared Goff, he's been pretty on and off, and it doesn't look like I don't think they're going to have Swift this game, but they've got running backs stepping up. I'm going to take the Lions in a really, really tough defensive battle, 17-14.
I really want to take the Lions. I do, because the Seahawks, man, like, anything you think they couldn't do, they've done this year. And that's in a negative way. So,
that's because of their defense.
Well, yeah, but, I don't know. It seems like that era of the Seahawks, the Carroll era, the Wilson era, it seems like that's really coming to an end. It seems like they could clean house, honestly. They need a full rebuild. I still got to go Seattle. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. I just can't see it happening. I do, but I don't. In Seattle, too? I don't know. Let's go Seattle. Fuck it. 21-17.
Yeah, Seattle, I can see the Lions definitely trying to pull it off. I can definitely see the Lions fighting, but I see Seattle getting the victory right here. Their defense all season has been very awful. Their offense has shown shown glimpses that they can still be one of the top offenses in the league, but lately they've been very lackluster and inconsistent. But I think for this game, I think they'll show up for the most part. I think Wilson will connect with Lockett, Metcalf, and I think they'll try to run the ball very effectively like they have the past couple of weeks. Give me Seattle right here, 26-18.
We're looking at a possible game of the week here, challenging up there with the Chiefs and the Bengals, bro. We got the Cardinals at the Cowboys, 2 NFC elites. The Cardinals have lost 3 straight, and they're facing a Cowboys team that's coming off just one of their best wins in recent memory. So what's your prediction?
Yeah, the Cardinals, I mean, they've had a tough stretch of games, but I do think that Kyler Murray is going to come back. He's going to play like he did earlier in the season. I think that the Cowboys they're going to play a good game too. I think that the Cardinals will win this game. I think James Conner is going to score a few touchdowns, hopefully. I'm going to take the Cardinals 28-27.
See, Arizona, man, I know they're a good team. They're very talented and good. And for sure they're going to make the playoffs. I truly believe that. But 3 straight losses, man, like that's come out of nowhere. And one of those losses was to the Lions. Like, it's kind of crazy. And the thing about it is, I saw on Twitter earlier today is that Cliff Kingsbury, like, since his Texas Tech days, like, at the start of the season, he starts off great. He starts off good, a winning record for the most part. But later into the season, toward the end of the regular season, he just collapses. Like, he has a losing record. Like, he can't really be consistent like he was in the start of the regular season. And for this one, I mean, it's definitely going to be a tough matchup. It's definitely going to be a tough contest against Dallas with their high-powered offense and their defense of Dallas getting turnovers and Trevon Diggs having double-digit interceptions. I don't know, man. Like, I think in this game it could go either way, but I think I have to go with Dallas right here. I think Dallas is just too good as of right now. Their defense is really, really good. Their offense is dynamic. I mean, so is Arizona's offense and defense, but I think Dallas is just a little bit better. And then in their home stadium at AT&T Stadium, I think Dallas will get the victory right here. Let's say 35-28. I do think it will be high scoring, but I think Dallas gets it.
I'm excited for this one. I'm watching this at work for sure to help pass the time, but I'm going to go Arizona. I can't see them losing 4 straight. I really can't, man. I mean, I feel like they have enough offensive power to still do something destructive against the Cowboys. And when I mean destructive, I'm not saying blowout, but something that'll get them the victory. I mean, yeah, Diggs has 11 interceptions, but, you know, that's impressive. But against DeAndre Hopkins, good luck.
Yeah, that's true.
And, yeah, Parsons has double-digit sacks on the year. Good for him. And I'm sure they're going to really blitz the hell out of Murray because that's how you beat him. But, you know, I still think the Cardinals can do some damage on offense, especially like you said, Connor. Hopefully he has a few extra touchdowns to add on to his breakout year.
His Pro Bowl year.
His Pro Bowl year, right. So, yeah, give me Arizona here. 26-24. This should be a fun one.
It could go either way for sure.
Sunday Night Football, we have another divisional matchup. We have the Vikings at the Packers. The Vikings beat the Packers earlier this year. So, can you see them sweeping?
I mean, the Vikings, they're in a pretty similar boat to us. They keep playing in close games. They have heartbreaking losses. Kirk Cousins has played relatively good football. I think he has some insane 30 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, but
wow.
I don't think the Packers are going to get swept by the Vikings. I can't see it. I'm going to take the Packers 27-23.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers are fighting for a number 1 seed for sure, so I don't see them losing and getting swept by the Vikings. I'm sure the Vikings will put up a fight, especially since they're fighting for a playoff spot as well. So,
yeah.
There should be a lot of good games just based on that aspect this week, especially this Sunday night one. But give me Green Bay in Lambeau in prime time. I gotta go A-Rod here. Let's go 30-28.
Yeah, I gotta agree. I gotta go Green Bay at their home in prime time. I think A-Rod's gonna have another great game and make a case for since he is currently the heavy favorite to win MVP, which shouldn't come to a surprise to anybody. I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's what he's gonna do. But it appears that he's going to be winning MVP for a second straight year, which I can't remember the last time one player won it 2 straight years. I really can't. But, I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. What do you expect? But the Vikings, I can definitely see him putting up a fight, But Green Bay, they're just too good right now, especially that offense. And guys on defense have been stepping up, especially Rasul Douglas. And I think they should be getting Jair Alexander back if they haven't already. So that should really help and solidify their defense. I got to go Green Bay right here, 27-26.
And to close out Week 17, guys, we have Monday Night Football, the Steelers' last home game, potentially Ben's last game in Heinz Field, man, and how fitting it's against the Browns. Paper, as a Steelers fan, I'm very curious to hear your prediction and your thoughts on the team.
Yeah, this is a real bittersweet game. Could be Ben's last home game against the Browns. And, Ben at Heinz Field, he's 12-1 against the Browns. He's obviously he's their dad, but I do think we're going to win this game. I think Ben's going to go out there and play, bold prediction, he's going to play the best game of the season. I think he's going to go out there, throw 3 touchdowns, and I think we're going to win the game 31-23.
Oh, wow. How do you view this Steelers team right now?
I mean, the offensive line is just depressing. And if Ben goes, then we need a QB. I mean, I'm very high on Sam Howell. I love that. I mean, I love him. I think he's going to be a good QB in the NFL, so he's definitely a guy I would want.
I mean, I like Howell as well. I think under some nice development and sitting on the bench for a little bit, I think it'll do him favors. But, yeah, you're right. The offensive line's just atrocious. I think that's our top need in the offseason. That's what we need to spend the big bucks on, as well as coordinators, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
For this game, man, I don't know. I want the Steelers to prove me wrong. In fact, I really do hope they prove me wrong, man. I just don't trust this rushing defense to stop Nick Chubb. I know they have in the past, but this is against under higher stakes, and the Browns are getting a lot of guys back from COVID list and from the injury report, as well as, of course, Chubb and Hunt together. So, which I don't know how often the Steelers have faced them together, but either way, I'm going to go the Browns here. I think the Steelers will put up something just because it's the most important game of the season. Because, honestly, whoever loses this game, their season's over.
Yeah.
So this has serious implications on primetime. I'm going to go Cleveland, unfortunately. Obviously, I hope the Steelers prove me wrong. And I hope you're right about Ben's prediction. That'd be incredible. That'd be a way to go out.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, give me Cleveland here, though. 23-13.
I had to agree with Dan here. I hope the Steelers prove me wrong. I hope they go out and knock it out the park and have probably their best performance of the season. But, Cleveland's lost 2 straight. They're definitely going to want to try to keep their playoff hopes alive. And at the same time, they have nothing to lose since they're dead last in the AFC North Division right now. And after what happened the last time the Browns faced the Steelers at Heinz Field, we all know what happened, and I'm sure the Browns are going to want to do something similar. I don't think it will be a blowout. I don't. I think this will be heavily defensive for sure from both teams. But I just don't know what Steelers team's going to show up, specifically the offense. The offense is what's really going to have to put up points and help us win the game. I think the defense will do their job for the most part, but if they can't stop the run, then I don't think there's really any hope for the Steelers in this game. I hope I'm wrong. I really am, but I have to go the Cleveland Browns here, 23-17.
Now, if the Steelers obviously win, they still have to win next week and hope the Bengals do lose out to win the division and get home field advantage. So this may not be Ben's last home game. But, however, if the Bengals win one more game, which could be this week, could be next week, they clinch the division. But the Steelers could still make it as a wild card, which you're going to need, I think, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Dolphins to lose one game while hoping the Ravens lose out, which is all actually very possible looking at the schedule. The Browns, however, I mean, we could get the Bengals and the Browns, since they face next week, as the AFC North title matchup next week. If the Browns beat us, the Chiefs beat, of course, the Bengals, and the Rams beat the Ravens, which, again, is all possible. So any situation you look at in terms of the playoffs for any team, realistically, is very possible.
Very, very possible.
Obviously, we're in favor of the Steelers and their scenarios, but, it's going to be a very interesting week to watch because there's a lot of playoff implication matchups for sure, as well, not only this week, but next week. But I want to thank PaperPortal for coming on, for giving his predictions and his thoughts for this week, man. I believe you are the last guest for this year's weekly predictions, and thus you are entered in the Troy Polamalu signed jersey giveaway, which will be announced in a live stream immediately after the Super Bowl. So, good luck to you, man. Thank you for your time and your predictions. And anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys having me on, and hopefully the Steelers can go make the playoffs.
I agree, man. Well said. But, Rob, you can sign us out.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!